It was a busy Saturday at Duluth East High School, but this weekend it was filled with constituents and not students. A People's Town Hall was held in the Myers-Wilkins Auditorium to allow the population of the 8th Congressional District to voice concerns about the federal government. And yeah, more than 700 people showed up to hear from political leaders and the stories their neighbors shared. A seat was reserved for Representative Pete Stauber, but he did not show. His opponent in last year's District 8 congressional race, former Representative Jen Schultz, helped organize the event through the new Practicing Democracy event.
It's a political action committee, and our goal is to bring people together for civic engagement, to help empower them to do something and to strengthen our democracies. It is really important to get together as a community to find out what's actually happening, because we're not hearing every story.
Topics of discussion focused on the recent federal cuts. Attendees were invited to voice their opinion at the school, and letters were even handed out pre-addressed to Stauber's Washington office. Schultz says the nonpartisan group plans to have more city halls throughout the Northland. Head to northernnewsnow.com for more of that information.